Squirtle, squirrel, 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 squirrels.
Welcome back to Squelch. I'm Dano.
And I'm Storm Rage, and we're here to remind everyone that Cult of the Lamb is a game, and that games are supposed to be fun.
Still getting used to that, not gonna lie. I was like, that's not Hearthstone. I was like, wait a minute.
You're correct, it's not.
We're not. It's not how that works anymore. How's your week been? I missed talking to you last week because my internet went out again. And then they were like, the next day, they're like, hey, we're just going to do regularly scheduled maintenance. And I was like, well, maybe we should have done that before my internet went out for another 14 hours. Friendos.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're back.
Thanks. Me too. It'd be great. And now we're heading on vacation next week, which would have been even a better time for internet to go out because I'm not going to be here. So
that would have been fine.
It would have been perfectly fine. But like, great, good plan. Thank you. And what's crazy frustrating is it's been really great internet up until like just recently. And when it's like, we're like, yoink, and we're gone. It's like, but why? So that's a bummer. But it's super fast, like upload and download and reasonably priced. So I'll take it.
That's pretty
good. Yeah. So summer's winding down.
Sadly.
Here, which is making everybody sad.
Yeah.
So you're back to work soon. Sarah's back to work after this next week. Dean's back to school shortly. I'm not sure when Dean goes back to school, to be honest. I feel like I should figure that out.
That's probably a good idea. It's probably either the 19th or the 26th would be my guess.
No, I think it's after Labor Day.
Is it really?
Yeah, it typically is here in Minnesota for the public schools.
Okay.
After the state fair, usually.
Huh.
Usually how that goes. Not always, though, but most of the time. I figure someone will tell me when he's supposed to go back to school, like my sister or my parents or Sarah will. Figure one of them will be like, hey, Dean's going back to school soon. I'll be like, sweet, thanks.
Now, why do you think that is the case versus, like, you knowing when that's going to happen? Are you not the parent on the email lists?
No, I am.
Okay.
I'm just not. Yeah. I just assume somebody else will tell me.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll actually figure it out. Like, I actually won't just, like, not,
No,
let it go.
I love the idea that Dean only gets to go to school when someone else has told you that it's time for Dean to go to school.
Sometimes I'll forget that he doesn't have school, and my dad will be like, look, my dad has the calendar on their refrigerator. I don't know why. But he's like, oh, Dean doesn't have school this Friday. I was like, he doesn't, huh? I should get that figured out. Someone needs to watch him.
Yeah, I can't just send him to school, apparently. Oh, boy, howdy.
I'm a good parent.
You are.
It sounds like I'm not, but I am.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's enough depressing everyone who has to go back to school.
Yeah, I think so.
Should we thank some patrons?
I think we should.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Yeah, you are incredible, Reno Jackson.
Now, I do like that the
incredible.
patron thank you note. I did write a patron thank you, and you chose to delete it and instead write your own.
I thought that was last week's. And I just blew it. And I was like thinking, because I listened to the episode when even the patron thank you part, and I was like,
yeah,
I don't remember them doing. I'm like, in my head, I was like, oh, they must have wrote that down and then not said it, and so I deleted it, and then I put my own. It was good. It was
apparently not good enough.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Even though, to be fair to you, you had written out all the show notes. And so everything else was updated, but I just assumed you didn't do that.
Patron thank you's probably not updated. Why would he do that?
I didn't even bother to ask. I just delete, replace, save. Take that.
Nailed it.
I sure hope you didn't like what you wrote.
Good news. I didn't.
All right. This week, Pad the Pad is our patron of the week. Thank you so much, Pad. Thank you for your patronage. Really do appreciate it very, very much. This goes out to you. Thank you, patron Pad. Oh, look, alliteration. Yes, I'm proud of that.
I like that your alliteration is just 2 words back to back that start with P, and you're so excited about that you don't mention another P word until the very last stanza.
I mean,
Last line.
it's basically alliteration.
It is by its definition technically alliteration, but typically when people say alliteration, there's like 3 or more.
But definitionally speaking, I am correct.
I believe so.
There's only so many syllables I can get in there. I can't be like pank you, pank poo, pad, patron pad. It'd be really inappropriate. I mean, can you imagine if we had a whole podcast talking about poop? That'd be really weird.
That would be so weird. Boy, can you even imagine?
Wouldn't that just be super strange?
Yeah.
And it'd be even more weird as if someone missed that episode and then came on this one and just wanted to talk about poop again.
Yeah. I have a feeling that I am afraid that might haps that could be the case.
I've toned it down.
Okay.
It's not the only thing I'm going to talk about for the game, though it
is a significant part of the game.
Weirdly enough, it is a lot of it is a major part of like the beginning of the game is just making sure you're taking care of business.
Yes.
We're going to get there, but it's a lot of the game.
It's a lot of it.
I love it. I'm a big fan of this game, by the way. Should we hop right into Tia with Finley?
I think we should.
Cool.
Hello, old friend. Let's meet for tea after the match, shall we?
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Yeah, way to go. You nailed it. First try.
Mm-hmm.
Super impressed. You want to go first or should I go first?
I'll go ahead and go first because mine's going to be pretty short. Admittedly, we're recording this just like 5 days after, so I haven't played a lot in that time period. I played a lot of board games. I played some very intense board games that were great. Played a Dune board game that took about 4 hours. Played a game called Twilight Imperium that took about 10 hours, both of which are very, very fun. Board games are great. And additionally, I got the itch to play more Pokemon, but I don't like running emulators or things of that nature, so the only option that I have is a Switch. And so broke out my Switch, and I wasn't really feeling Let's Go Eevee. I wasn't really feeling any of the new ones because I like the old style. I don't like open world games. Like I lose focus so quickly in any open world game that I'll just stop playing it. So I went back to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which is their remake of Diamond, and it's real fun. It's a great game. Pokemon is such an interesting genre because very rarely are the first 6 games are basically all the same with slightly different Pokemon and slightly different mechanics. And they're all so fun. You could make 10 more of them that way and I'd buy each of them. And just a delightful time. I'm enjoying it immensely. Love Pokemon. And then I've also been playing a little bit more of the Warcraft custom maps I talked about. And shout out to Baximus who messaged me on Discord and I didn't see it until I just closed Warcraft 3. It was like, hey, I'd love to do a Warcraft 3 custom game map. Love to as well. There's so many great ones out there that I think would be an absolutely blast of a time. And then I am also playing some Helldivers. Helldivers has a big update where they created 2 new monsters, and they are terrifying, but they're so fun. It's such a good multiplayer game. Dano, what have you been doing?
I want to talk to you about Warcraft 3. Is this Warcraft 3 Reforged? Is that what it's called? The remake?
Yeah, I don't know. Cause a couple of people have asked me, like, hey, I know that I have Warcraft 3, the OG. Can I still play it with you? And I don't know. I genuinely don't. Because for a while, it was supposed to be that you could do either. And then they, closed the servers. And then they made it so that way, if you had a key, you could access it, but you couldn't access Reforged. Not a clue what you can do with that. But yes, I am playing on Reforged.
I feel like I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Blizzard stuff, so therefore you can't.
Yeah, that is what I'm worried about.
Just feel like money. I feel like money is going to money that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Though I think it was dirt cheap on a sale recently.
Yeah, it is not an expensive game.
I might have picked it up for dirt. I might actually have Reforged from a Christmas sale or something where it was well, I just won't go and purchase myself a coffee today. Like it was like that reasonably priced. I feel like, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think right now, let me check online, see what the purchase is. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be $20. It is the standard edition right now. It is on a 50% sale. The standard edition is $15 right now.
$15,
which is a real good time. Like I think this is a game that I would love to do a full month on eventually, because I think Warcraft 3 is just such a significant game to the RTS genre and to that all of Blizzard, if we're being honest. But it's a great game, and the Reforged is not as good as what was promised or what I had hoped, but it's still a good game. It's still Warcraft 3.
I have not played. I played a bunch of Warcraft 2. A bunch of Warcraft 2 in high school. But then when I didn't play Warcraft 3, I played Age of Empires when I got to college. So AoE 2 was the big thing.
Yeah.
Like just from in my friend circle. So that's what we played instead. Not because we didn't play Blizzard game. Played a bunch of Diablo 2 as well.
Yeah.
A ton of Diablo 2. But yeah, for whatever reason, Warcraft 3 just never was on my radar as a game to play.
It's great.
So I don't know why. Warcraft 2 is like, I don't know, like life-changing, really. Like, pick up the computer, bring the computer to your friend's house, and have like a LAN type of stuff. So like, but yeah, I've always been on my list of games to play for sure. So, but I haven't played an RTS in, honest to goodness, decades.
Man, I love RTSs. Every summer I go through an RTS phase. Usually it's StarCraft 2, where I try to do an achievement hunt session where I try to beat the game on Brutal again or something along those lines. And I love that genre so much.
I love the idea of me loving RTS games again, but if I'm being honest with myself, I don't think I will. I still watch StarCraft 2 YouTube videos of high level StarCraft 2 play. Like every once in a while something will pop up on my feed and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna spend the next 30 minutes watching this.
It
I don't
is
even know.
insane, the difference. I think that the difference in skill level for an RTS is maybe the most wide of any game genre that I've ever seen. Like I've played shooters with people that have never played shooters, and I played shooters with people that are extremely good at shooters. And there is a massive gap there. But like if you're a shooter and you're new to it, you could still like understand the idea of click hits does gun. But with an RTS, if I just throw somebody in an RTS, I played with people that have played video games for their entire lives, have played StarCraft before. I'm not good at StarCraft. I'm fine. I'm like silver gold level StarCraft player. And I decimated them in a way that felt more unfair than any other game I've ever played. And I can't even compete to people that are not even like below pro tier. And so like the wide gap in skill range I think is really hard to overcome for new players.
I feel like you've never watched me play an FPS before, because I think that would change your mind.
I think we have. Didn't we play like Apex or something together?
Matt and I played it together. We talked about it in the podcast, but we never played together.
Okay.
It was the most humbling gaming experience of my life. It was pathetic. It was shocking. It was shocking. It was shocking how bad I was. I did not imagine I could be that bad at a video game. I was stunned at how terrible I was. But yeah, I don't disagree. I think MOBAs are probably up there as well.
MOBAs are also high.
All right, should I talk about what I did this week?
Yeah, tell us all about what you've been playing, Dano. Tell us all about your tea.
All right, this is going to be brand new for you to hear. You've definitely not heard this yet already.
No, I definitely can't read it in the show notes, so I'm fascinated as to what this could be.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, never mind. I guess that joke doesn't really work on two points. So first of all, because nobody else knows that we had to re-record because I had to restart my computer.
Yeah.
And second of all, yeah, that's all right there in the show notes. So I think I'm pretty average at Hades 2 is what I'm gonna say. There's a fire truck going by right now. Let's just say this is great. This is great. This is going great.
What
this is
a perfect, wonderful time. That is clearly everything's going great over here. Everything's going great.
This episode is not cursed.
Yeah.
It is not cursed. Are we being cursed because we're playing a cult game?
Oh, that could be it.
It could be it. It could be it. Anyways, Hades 2 is great. And I believe am average at Hades 2. I have not had to turn on God mode yet, which feels good. I know I'm being stubborn about it. I know that's a me issue. I fully accept that as a me problem, that I am too stubborn to turn on God mode. I accept that. But I put a couple runs last week. I mean, so last week, well, 2 weeks ago, I guess, we recorded the Hades 2 episode, and I'm like, all right, I'm done with Hades 2 until the full release. I just want to be able to play the whole game. And then I immediately the next day logged in and played more Hades 2 because that game is awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Had a couple of great runs to Chronos, a really, really good run that I was like, this is it. This is the clear. Like, I blew through Chronos without losing a life. Like, I got to phase 2 without losing a life. I'm like, this is it. I have multiple lives to burn here. I can do this. I got, this is it. I'm going to have a clear. I'm so stoked. I know this fight. I know how to handle it. This run this was a perfect build for it. And then a mechanic happened that I forgot how it worked. Like, I did not know. I think it was the hands, the clock one. I haven't gone back and watched the videos and how all the mechanics work, but could not remember. And boom, 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 just lost everything. And I was like, oh, I guess that's it. That's the end of the run.
I am constantly impressed not by your determination to not use God mode. I think that's dumb, and I think I've told you that. But I am impressed by your ability to get through this game while not using God mode, because I'm bad at these games, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. I really want to be good at these games. I'm just not. And the fact that you were able to get there, even if you haven't beaten it yet, but the fact that you're able to get there when I struggle to get there while I'm at 52% damage reduction is crazy.
I love that you know the exact percentage. That's good.
Yeah. Because my brain went, man, if I get to just 60% and I still haven't beaten it, I don't know if I'm allowed to finish this game.
I was there when you beat it, though.
Yeah.
So, nice job. It was a very impressive run.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I had a bunch of fun with Hades 2, but I do think I'm going to shelve it. That's probably the lie. I'm probably going to go back and play it some more. But I don't want to have everything spoiled because I'm at certain points where, not spoiled, but I want to enjoy the game, be able to just really play it for weeks without having to stop and start and then get to a certain point. So I have a couple relationships that are just stalled out because they haven't written out what's next and that kind of stuff. And so I kind of want to, I don't want that. So I think I'm just going to probably take a little pause from the game. Been playing a bunch of Persona 3 Reload, which I'm not going to lie, doesn't make sense because it's a weird game. I don't know Persona 5 is exactly like Persona 3. I assume it kind of is, where it's basically a high school sim and then also a dungeon crawler. Yeah. And those two are basically two separate games.
Yep.
But it is weirdly compelling and fun. There is a character in Persona 3 Reload, and I'm sorry if you were going to play this game and I'm spoiling, but there is a little girl whose parents are getting divorced. And first of all, she appears to only have adult friends, which is, I think, really strange. And I in Persona 3, I'm not sure about 4 or 5, but in 3 specifically, you cannot tell your friends and your acquaintances what you can't give them good advice. You have to tell them what they want to hear. So this little girl's going to run away, and you can't say, "Don't run away. I know this is bad. I know things are hard, but running away isn't the answer." Because if you tell her that, then you don't get the relationship points you need. So instead, you have to be like, that's a great idea. Yes, taking your insurance card and some snacks is all you need. Good luck. We'll see you sometime later on the road. She's a child. She's like a third grader. And you'd be like, cool idea. Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yeah, definitely run away. That seems so smart.
Because then you get the 3 music notes instead of no music notes. And those 3 music notes are what you need to advance your social links. So and then you have there's a star athlete, you're in a track team, and the track guy is like, I just want to run. I don't care about this injury. I'm just going to run. And I'm like, no, you should take care of this injury. Take care of your body so it doesn't break down on you so you can get to the big meet at the end, is what I want to say to him. But what I need to say to him to advance my social link is, yeah, dude, forget about that busted knee. You should go run. I'm a bad friend. I'm an enabler and I'm a bad friend.
Yeah, you sure are. You've done these characters bad.
But like, if I don't, my social link doesn't go up.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I choose between authentic or do I choose between the game? I've chosen the game.
Yeah, a lot of video games come down to the idea of like, you can make a bad decision, but you kind of have to advance the game. In most games, it's like, you have to kill this person or kill this thing in order to get this loot, in order to do this thing. And you don't necessarily need to kill them, right? Like, hypothetically, this person is not necessarily terrible. The example I go back to is World of Warcraft, where we had to kill Edwin Van Cleef back in the OG days. You know what he was? He was just a dude who wanted to get paid for his work. That's all he was. And you had to kill him. And in Persona 3... your war crimes are telling third graders, yes, it's a good idea to run away from the family. You sometimes have to make morally questionable calls in order to advance the video game.
Now, to be fair, this is an old game, 2007, I think. I imagine like a modern version of this would be much different.
Yes.
With different branching paths, and I think it'd be much more of a fun game.
Yeah.
Where like you got to like advance the story in a more interesting, authentic way, without having to worry about gamifying the actual story. But that being said, it's still fun, still playing a bunch of it, enjoying it, getting to like advance the stories. It's great. I've maxed out a couple of my stats. So like my charm is maxed and my courage is maxed, which are the easy ones to max. And then I'm almost my academics are 5 out of 6, which is a perfectly good place for him at this point in the game, what I've read. So happy about that. Having a bunch of fun with the game, though. And then playing Cult of the Lamp, which it is Cult of the Lamp. I named my Cult of the Lamp because I could not imagine calling it anything else.
Yeah, I do like how that one typo has now become a very classic Squelch bit, which is a bit that no one other than the person that's making it finds funny. But if you double down hard enough and often enough, it becomes an ironic bit. And that, absolutely, I can get on board with.
I got to the point where they're like, you can name your cult. I'm like, you're ding dang right I can. Cult of the Lamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was playing it, and I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make them all pink. All my characters are going to be pink. Because you can like choose what they look like, what their like little avatars are, and what colors they are. I'm like, okay, some will be a carnation pink, some will be a hot pink. And then I got to like a medium-sized cult, and I was like, they all look the same, Dan.
They sure do.
They
all look anybody
the same. So it is a bit of a mess right now, and I haven't renamed any of them. I did notice right away that I could rename them.
Good
but
for
I was
you.
like, I'm going to keep it authentic and keep these random weird names.
Yep.
And then they're all pink with unpronounceable names.
Yep.
And really, I think I just need to go full heel at this point and get rid of all of them to restart. I need a fresh slate.
Hey, everybody, thanks for coming to the meeting for the cult today. I really appreciate it. Now, the bad news, I am going to sacrifice each and every one of you onto our Dark Lord and Savior. But the good news is you get to meet him sooner. Why, you ask? Don't worry. You're all the same appearance, and I need more diversity. Now, I know what you're thinking. Can't we just add in more cult members? Not fast enough. We've got to start over from ground zero. Thank you all so much for being a part of Cult Beta. Now we are excited to be able to go to full release.
This is Beta Cult of the Lamp is done. We are moving on to Cult of the Lamp 1.0.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. It's been great. I do appreciate all the hard work you guys have done, and all of the fertilizer you have produced.
And boy,
Thank
howdy,
you for
it is
that.
so much fertilizer. We will be able to fertilize all of our farms forever.
Yeah, so I do think I want to name them all 1 through 10 from now on. It's like, okay, you're cult member 1, and you're number 2, and you're number 3, or like Tom 1, Tom 2, Tom 3, Tom 4. So I would really wish I should have done that. I thought about it briefly, but I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it. I want this cult to be like, in-game authentic. And I was like, oh, this was a terrible idea. But I'm having a lot more fun than I thought I was gonna have with Cult of the Lamb. Not gonna lie.
It's a fun game.
It's like a little cozy it's like a cozy little like city sim,
It's a
but
cozy
then
cult
also
game.
yeah, it's very much a cozy cult game. And then you get to go out and you gotta take care of some rival cultists.
Mm-hmm.
And like the combat's fine. Like it's like, yeah, this is kind of nice. I gotta lean back and just kind of enjoy myself and like, go take care of some. So it's just good. I've really been enjoying it quite a bit, actually. A lot more than I thought I was going to be honest. I thought like, oh, this is like the shtick is the cult part and the cutesy animals. And then like, but like I feel like it's super well rounded and like it really like the shtick is really gonna draw you in, but I feel like the gameplay and like the play pattern is actually really fun and enjoyable. So yeah, I have really it's not the perfect game, but I mean
It's a solid game.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a good game, and for $25, I mean,
Yeah, it's a good deal.
yeah, and I mean, I did notice that there were tarot cards in this, and there are tarot cards in Hades 2, and I couldn't help but notice that, and they both give you in-game benefits. I was like, that's quite remarkable.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so I'm not saying, I mean, and it's not like devs don't borrow from each other all the time, and
Yeah.
it could have just be a really clean way to do the thing that they're both doing.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Supergiant stole from Cult of the Lamb. I'm not saying that. It was just really easy for me to pick up on what they were doing because, like, I just played Hades 2. Yeah. So, should we move on to you telling us all what the heck Cult of the Lamb is?
I think we should.
Great. I wish we had a drop here.
Yeah, we'll think of drops as we continue to learn more and more about how to actually do this general video game podcast.
Yeah, it's new to us too, friends.
Yeah,
it's new to us too.
It's going to take a lot because one thing that I kind of underestimated because I've played a lot of video games and I kind of forget that most people don't really play that many video games. They play like 1 or 2 video games. They'll play like Hearthstone, for instance, or Overwatch, but they don't really expand to a ton of different games. So last week I was talking about Cult of the Lamb and I was like, oh, and I used terminology that I assumed most people would be familiar with. And I was like, oh, wait, if you've never played a roguelike, if you've never played an action-adventure RPG roguelike, but that's also a city sim, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about at certain instances. So we're going to go into some more in-depth mechanic talk, and hopefully Daniel will interrupt me so it's not just me telling you about how to play the game, because boy, howdy, I don't think anybody wants to listen to that. But we will get into some of the mechanics and kind of think what we think about them.
Storm Rage.
Yeah.
Storm Rage, real quick.
Yes.
I have never interrupted anybody in this podcast before. I've never done that ever. So, I mean, I will do my best, but you know me, I'm such a good listener, and I don't like to interject with my opinion at whenever and wherever I want during this podcast. So,
Correct.
I will do my best to do that. But, I mean, it's just so hard. I'm such a good listener.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to hear what everyone else has to say and not just always be the one talking.
Just the best listener that I've ever known. So last week we talked about that the game is split into basically 2 different sections, the cult management game and then the roguelike adventure game. The cult management aspect we'll talk a little bit more about first, because that is the more front and center aspect of the game. I think it is the more refined aspect of the game. I also think it's the more fun aspect of the game. But certainly up for debate and discussion on that. There are 3 different aspects of your cult that measure how healthy your cult is relatively. Your first gauge is what is called faith, and that is how much your followers believe in you. And I think it is the most fun aspect to kind of play with. You can increase your faith by basically going into your church building that you build pretty early on. It's like the very first building that you build. Yeah. And you can perform sermons, which is basically you just click sermon button and then everybody walks into church and you go, hey, everybody, aren't I a great cult? And everybody goes, great culting. Yay. And then they leave.
Exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I wish I could say something. I want to be like, I wish they gave me like an option of like some just different like random messages I could give in my sermon.
Oh, I would love that.
I'm so bummed out that I can't.
Just like, what's today's lesson? Today's lesson is serve the Lord. Today's lesson is serve the Lamb. Today's lesson is don't eat other people. Like whatever it happens to be.
Just like it doesn't have to have any in-game change either, but just like let me do more than just like me floating and then being like, yay.
Yep. So you can increase your faith by sermons are the kind of the most common way to do that. You can do it once a day, or you can perform rituals, which are things that you unlock later in the game that do such a wide variety of temporary bonuses. They can do things like everybody's full and happy. They can do things like nobody goes to sleep for a couple days. They can do things like your entire camp is mind controlled and maxed out on faith for 2 days, and then they all mysteriously get sick. Who could have seen that coming? My favorite ritual that I have unlocked is the Ritual of Resurrection, which we'll talk about later, but I can just bring a dead cult member back, which is wonderful. And then as you are opening up and unlocking more faith, doing more sermon things, it unlocks the effectiveness of your followers. It makes them better at different things that they do. It makes it so that you are more powerful. Basically, you want your faith to be high to make your followers better, and then they will in turn make you better. If your faith ever drops to a low aspect, my favorite thing about this is all of your followers get angry faces throughout while they're walking at camp. And there was one time everybody was mad at me because as people die, people start to question your leadership. And there are other things that do that, like dying on runs, not completing quests that your followers give you. And sometimes it just generally lowers. And so I called everybody in. We did a bunch of rituals to raise things up. I gave them a feast. I gave them a sermon. I did another ritual. I can't remember what it was. And by the end of it, I knew that their faith was really high, but all their faces were so mad the entire time. So it's just a bunch of cute little animals with really angry faces just stuffing their mouths with the feast. It was very funny.
The feast was the first one I did as well. And I was like, ooh, I could do the feast, or I could just starve them for 3 days. Yeah. I was like, this is more difficult than I expected it to be.
Yep. Because most of the things that you unlock later on in the game so a lot of the rituals that you unlock will be unlocked in pairs. So you'll get a choice of this or a choice of that. For instance, you can either do feast, which basically increases everybody's hunger gauge we haven't talked about yet, or you can do famine, where you're like, nobody eats for 3 days, but nobody gets hungry for 3 days. And so you really get to choose the overall direction of your cult through those choices. And those choices are unlocked again through the run-like things that we haven't gotten to yet. But it's a really, really fun choice mechanic, and I've loved it a lot. My favorite thing is that when your faith gets too low, people will start to dissent, and they will be like, oh, our great leader isn't actually so great. Our great leader is a lie. And you mainly have 2 options with regards to that. You can either A, just straight up murder them. You can perform a ritual on them. You can make them, you can ascend them. You can just murder them, or you could put them in prison. And while they're in prison, you can visit them once a day and re-educate them until they're a happy cult member again.
So much. I love it. It's my favorite one. It's like, I got this. Here,
yep.
Go over here. I'm gonna talk to you every day and show you how great I am when you can't go anywhere.
It's my favorite aspect. It's just like, hey, option A, I murder you. Option B, I read you from this cute little book about how I am the supreme one, and if you disagree with me ever again, you're going to be stuck back in here.
Yep. Yeah. No, I love both options are great.
The second gauge is the hunger gauge. And this is really simple. Most of the time, there's a cooking station, and you just cook food for your followers. You gain materials.
Is it simple, though? Is it simple? I find it more complicated than it should be because it is a hunger gauge for all of them.
That's true.
And so I'm like, I don't necessarily, it took me a while to figure out how much I'm actually giving them food-wise. Like, how much food do I need to make for them? How much, I felt like that could have been explained. And I'll talk about this later, but that could be me just not reading stuff because this is a bunch of reading happening.
There is a lot. There's a lot of reading and a lot of specifics. Like, nothing's too complicated. It's not that the game itself has a complicated system, but it has so many mini systems that if you forget one or you don't totally understand one, it can complicate other things down the line. But the main way that you do it is just cooking food for your followers, and you get food materials either by farming them in your cult or by gaining them throughout your runs. It's pretty simple. The negative, if you don't have enough food, they die because they're hungry and they don't have food. And the third one that we've talked about a lot is cleanliness.
So
and
much.
at the very beginning of the game, most of it is poop. People will poop, people will get sick, and you gotta clean it up. If you don't clean up the poop and your cleanliness is down, people will start to get diseased and sick, and then you can either send them to bed rest, later on you can send them to a healing station, or you can just be like, hey, work until you die, and then they will. And so you have to go around and basically keep your cult clean all the time. And
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either. It's a weird cozy game thing of like it feels like I am farming. Like I'm going in, I'm checking on my plants, except for this time I'm just roaming around checking on poops.
But like the best part is you get to use it for the plants.
Yes.
With the first time it asked me to fertilize it, and I was like, oh, I know what the fertilizer is. My brain melted out of my ears, and I enjoyed that way too much. So I should have. Every time it was like water, yes. Fertilize, yes.
And I do like the poop system because when your followers poop, they poop in different rarities. So like there's regular poop, which is just like it fertilizes your plants. It makes it more likely that it'll produce more of whatever it is you're doing. At my point in the game, it's just like berries is basically all that I farm because I can use it to cook. But you can also do rainbow poops, which will make it grow instantly, I think. There's ghost poops, which will increase your overall faith levels. There's gold poops, which when you clean it up, gold will spawn. It's so much variety of poop, and I've grown more and more a fan of the poop mechanic.
We can't forget. We can't forget that I'll talk about this later. I'll talk about it later. But yeah, I'll talk about it later because it's one of my favorite things that happened. It's one of my favorite things that happened. I'll talk about it a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Just put a pin in that one right there. It might be a best good.
I'm here for it. And so overall, in the cult section of the game, your goal is to gain more followers, treat them well, or not, just use them and abuse them. And they will in turn give you more powers on your run, unlock more buildings, all of that good stuff. The second section of the game is the action roguelike adventure. And so whenever I talk about an action roguelike, it means a couple of different things. One, that you are actively using abilities to get through this versus like a Slay the Spire, which is like a turn-based roguelike. And a roguelike is where whenever you go on a run, you basically reset to a neutral state. So you don't have any weapons in this case, you're starting off brand new, you start off with full health, but any boons or temporary benefits that you get are wiped clean from run to run. So each run starts off with you in a neutral state as you build up power throughout the run as it goes.
So this would be considered so the first game, roguelike is based off the game Rogue, which was this idea that like you continue to do the run over and over again until you get better and finish the game.
Yeah.
Right? So there's continue more and more and more runs. So this is a roguelike. That's like that. This is specifically a roguelite, like an Light. It's like roguelite, whereas it is like a slightly easier version of it. Whereas like each run, you get to take back some of the stuff from that run and use that to make yourself stronger. Mm-hmm. So success or failure, either way, you do gain resources that you bring back to the simulator part of it, where you get to then become stronger so you can get better weapons, you can get better special abilities, you can gain more hearts for more health. All that stuff you continue to gain as you succeed or fail. When you fail, you lose a small portion of the resources that you gained during that run, and then you lose a little bit of faith from your followers, but the game doesn't stop the game isn't over when you fail.
Yeah, I love when you fail a run and you walk back, because I've failed so many runs, because turns out I'm bad at this game, and all of my followers just look at me with a little bit of disdain in their eyes. They don't actually change the way that you look just because you failed a run, but I feel it. And your little faith level goes down by like 10 points or whatever. And so I just walk back, and all of a sudden people are just like, not a great leader. Couldn't make it all the way through. Oh, boy, I don't know about this guy.
Oh, Lenny gotcha. Or
yeah.
Lemmy. What was the first boss name? Was it Lem? I forget what the name of the first boss is, but
from Hades, you mean the second boss?
No, the first boss of A Cult of Lamb is like an L1
Leshy.
Leshy. It's Leshy.
Because it's the same name as the first boss in Inscription, is how I remembered.
Oh, nice.
So the roguelike itself, the way that it functions is that you start off and you have a broad overview map, so you can kind of see where your overall choices are going to be. So for instance, you know that if you choose to the right, you might get some resources. If you go to the left, you might get a follower. If you choose up ahead, you might just choose, it'll just have a sword, and that means it'll just be a typical map. On each map or level, there are multiple rooms. And as you go and progress through each room, you'll either encounter bad guys, you'll encounter power-ups, you'll encounter health, something along those lines. The actual mechanics of the killing of the bad guys is really simple. There is an attack button where you will use whatever weapon you get, and you can get different weapons throughout the run. They're
Not
like
the axe.
daggers.
I'm so bad with the axe.
The axe is
the
the
axe
only
is so slow.
Axe
oh my
is
gosh,
the
I'm
only
bad with
thing
the
I can
axe.
do. I love the axe.
Oh, I can't handle it. Give me the dagger. The dagger's nice. It's quick and fast.
Yeah.
Take care of business. Get in and get out.
Can't do it. You get the attack. You also have curses, which are like magic spells that you get that can do things like throw out tentacles, throw out magic blobs, throw out heat-seeking missiles, things of that nature. And then later on in the game, you get room-wide abilities, which target everybody usually, and they're called relics. Sometimes they make your character smaller, which is my favorite because you just turn into a really, really tiny little lamb. It can freeze everybody in the room. It can deal damage to everybody in the room. And that's kind of it. You can also pick up tarot cards throughout the run, which will give you temporary buffs throughout the rest of your run. I say temporary because they don't carry over if you die, but if you win, to be honest, but they do carry on from level to level up until you reach a point where you will usually encounter a boss, and then at the end of the boss, it'll basically send you back to your cult, so you can go back and check on your cult and showcase to all your cult members, hey, look at all the good things that I've brought back to you, so you can now build buildings, interact with followers, things of that nature. The benefit of runs is that you gain resources, followers, gold, things that you need to improve your cult.
Yeah. I think it's fun little. At first, I thought it was pretty basic, the combat, and I was like, but like the more and more runs I did, I felt like the more I appreciated what it was.
Yeah.
Like it's not Hades, because Hades is chatting, and like Hades doesn't have a second like. So Hades is basically chatting. You chat with the people that you want to chat with. You do a little bit of farming, but like not really farming. You just like plant a seed.
Yeah.
And then you choose your tarot stuff, and then you go to your run. And the combat is 90% of the game. The combat in this game is like 50% of the game, and so I feel like it is an appropriate 50%. So like I don't feel like it needs to be Hades level of combat because you have a whole other part of the game, which is a fully fleshed out game on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not Hades level of action roguelike combat, but like there's a reason that Hades and Hades won Game of the Year, and Hades 2 will probably win Game of the Year. Still, like the combat in those games is shocking. Yeah, it's amazing. So comparing it to the Hades is kind of
unfair. It's just unfair. Do you want to get on to our? So I'm curious. Before we get into the Naga sandwich, what are some of your favorite aspects of the game generally? Are there things that I mentioned in either the cult or the action run that like surprised you, stood out to you, or anything that I missed?
So I was surprised at the amount of reading that needs to be done. And we'll get into this in the 3 questions. I don't think you missed anything. I think you did a great job of giving a really good like medium level of the game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it's honestly with roguelikes in general, you have to just try stuff. You go out there and like you can't be afraid to go out there and just die.
And I've done that a lot.
Figure out like there's a lot of trial and error. I feel like in this game, like I feel like there wasn't much explaining in combat at all. Like it's basically like, hey, press Y to do your special. I'm like, cool. Yeah. And then you get it back somehow. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I get it back somehow. I'm like, they told me, but you get it back somehow. Kill their stuff, you get it back. That's what I determined. And so yeah, you have to kind of go out there and just be like, okay, I'm not going to know everything that's going to happen. And that's okay. It's part of the fun of it. And like part of the fun of this game is, and games like this is trying new things. Even if something is working, trying something different, because you will find other things like unlocking the map. Like, oh, if I unlock the map, I can see where everything is on the map. Like on my mini map, I can see if I go down, I get more tarot cards. Or if I go up and then I can see more fights. So like trying different things, even if like, oh, I know that option A is going to be really good. I've done option A before. And option B, I don't know what that is. So, okay, I'm going to try option B this run. and the run might fail, but now I know what option B does.
There are a lot of times where after you've cleared a level and you get to choose where you're going next, where there'll be like symbols next to it. So it'll have like a sword and then there'll be 2 symbols. There's no explanation for what those symbols are.
0. No.
It's just you go, and then when you click on it, it'll be like, in this one, you can't heal, but you get double gold. And it's like, that would have been so nice to know beforehand.
The first time I went to like one of the resource options from the main map, where I was like, okay, this is a resource one. I was like, okay. So I enter the one, and I'm waiting for like the mobs to spawn, and nothing spawns. I'm like, oh, I just have to just hack all the trees here, and then I get all this wood. Oh, okay, cool, sweet,
wonderful,
great, good news. All right, cool. That was nice. I'm glad I did that.
My favorite instance was I went into a gold room, and in the gold room there's this dude, and he's surrounded by bags of money. And so I was like, what's happening here? Because usually whenever there's just a bunch of resources, your job is to just attack the resources, and then they'll pop out of them. And so I attacked some of the resources. I got the gold. I talked to the dude in the middle of the map, and he was like, I love gold. Will you give me gold, and I'll give you something else? And I was like, sure. I mean, I just stole some of your gold, so I'll give it back to you. And he was like, thank you for the gold. Here's your gift. And he was like, would you like to give me gold for another gift? And there was still like a bunch of his gold out and around. And I was like, yes. So I went and I stole the rest of his gold. I came back, I gave it to him, and he was like, this is stolen gold. You don't get a boon. And I was like, what? I was cheated.
How do you feel about the dice game? Do you like the dice game?
I actually do like the dice game. There is a mini game that's present in the like cold section of the game. You can eventually visit other locations that don't. I don't want to get into the specifics of the different locations you can go to, because boy howdy, that's too much minutia. But there is a mini game where you roll a dice, you place it in a 3x3 grid, and then basically your placement matters for your overall score. The details of it don't matter. But I do love it a lot. It's a very fun, simple dice game that I could also see myself playing with friends while I'm like waiting for something else to happen. Like, it's solid.
The first time I had 3 6s, it was like my first time playing the game with like after betting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I got 3 6s. I got this. And then he rolls a 6 and puts it in my 3 6s line. And I was like,
yeah.
There's more to this game than I initially. I should have thought that through, because they're all gone now. So the dice game, I don't explain about it, but there's a mini game. It's super fun.
There's a lot of very small mini games that don't significantly impact your overall play experience. Like, they won't help you do your cult. They won't help you with everything significantly. Like fishing, for instance, we mentioned last week. What does it do? Not much. It helps you feed your followers. What does the dice game do? Not much. It gets you a little bit more gold, but it's fun. There's just a lot of fun small things here and there.
But so this is like the cozy game aspect of it, because I do think it's a cozy game.
Yes, I think so too.
I think it's more cozy game than it is action roguelike.
Yes, I agree.
I think there is an action roguelike aspect of this cozy game, but I feel like even that is kind of cozy.
Yes, I agree.
It is very much like a game that I will just log in and be like, I'm just gonna go clean up some poop. And that was kind of nice. Now I'm going to go fertilize some crops. Oh, that's kind of great.
Yep.
Now I'm going to go take care of some enemy cultists.
Nailed
that was
it.
kind of fun. I think it is a more cozy game than it is like roguelike, which was very surprising, because I remember when this game got super popular, everyone was like, oh, Cult of the Lamb. And I was like, okay, I'll wish list this. Maybe I'll play it someday. But I didn't really look into it at all. I just kind of assumed it was a roguelike. And then playing it now, and it really, truly, basically being a cozy game is just wonderful. It's a cozy game. It's like cozy adjacent. It's really, really great, where it's not full cozy game, but it's like pretty close. I don't know.
Yeah, and just in case, now I'm just paranoid of like, what terminology do people not know? Cozy game is referencing like a game that does not take a lot of intensity or Stardew Valley type game where it's pretty relaxed. Most of it is like an idle game. Things happen in the background, and it's not meant to be your full focus. It's something that you can do while you're watching TV or while you're just like at the end of a day of work and you don't want to think. You just kind of want to go through the motions.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Want to get to our nugget sandwich?
Yeah.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Much, much, much.
What's our first good, Storm Rage?
Our first good I referenced earlier. I came to the tragic conclusion that I'm bad at these games. I just want to not be, but I kept ramming my head through these stupid levels again and again and again, and I just couldn't go far. Like, I would literally get to the first room, die, and then I couldn't progress.
No.
Like, it was just so bad because I was able to clear the first kind of major section of the combat game pretty easily. Like, that was not significant. But the jump from 1 to 2 was so significant. Like, it went from spawning 4 enemies in a room to, like, 12 enemies in a room. And the enemies went from fairly predictable to super fast moving and ranged. And I just couldn't keep up. And I was like, okay, well, what if I go back to the first level and I just grind out more resources there? Well, once you complete the first section of the game, it now ups the difficulty to match the difficulty in the second section, so you can't just farm it. And I was like, come on! So I literally couldn't progress the game, and I was getting so mad. I was getting so frustrated. And I was like, I'm better than this. I can do this. And I was like, why? What am I trying to prove to anybody other than I'm just getting mad at this game? And I lowered the difficulty down to easy, and let me tell you, it's a much, much better game for me. Like, I'm able to clear through levels. I think it's a little too easy. Like, the difference between easy and normal is, I think, fairly significant, like more than I expected. And I would honestly, I'd like normal to be a little bit easier and easy to stay about where it is, but a difference in preference. And as a result, I'm now able to clear it. I cleared the second section of the game pretty easily. I think it's like 6 total sections, so I probably about a third of the way through the overall game. And I get to focus much more on what I like about the game, which is the cult management. And that doesn't feel like that has lowered in difficulty for me. Like, everything still feels like it goes at about the same pace, which is what I was worried about, is like the cult section would be so easy that I wouldn't have to do anything. And that's not the case. I'm still struggling for resources. I'm still struggling to make people happy. People are still dying of old age. And so there's a lot of aspects of the game that I still get to enjoy. So when I lowered the difficulty, it became a game that I got to enjoy and play as a cozy game. Rather than at normal, I was still having to try so hard in order to do anything, and I was still failing.
Yeah. Nope. There's no reason to play it on hardest difficulty. Why do that to yourself?
Yeah.
I've got the not so good. At the beginning of the game, you are given... So at the beginning of the game, you are sacrificed.
You just die. That's the opening cinematic.
And then you go to what would become your god, and you are given a choice to become the cult leader. You can say yes or absolutely. And I was super bummed they didn't give me a no option. Give me no, yes, absolutely. Let me say no and let the game end. Let the game just end. Let him just like have me, let's like go turn into like a ghost, something like that, and then I'm done. The game's over. Like, give me a choice. It would have been so good. Like, how it would have been. I get that you're like the chosen one and like the lamb and everything like that. So like it doesn't really make sense from like a story aspect of the game that like if you don't survive, then like, so I get that part of it, but it would be hilarious. First of all, the speed runs would be hilarious because it'd be it'd be wonderful. And second of all, like, I don't know. It sounds like a great option. Like, I could say no. Let me say no. Like, the fun of it just is, because I would have 100% said no if, like, given that option, just to see what happens. And that is, those kind of little things are super fun. And I wish they'd give me the option, like, of no, yes, or absolutely, because it would have made me laugh. And this is the kind of game I feel like you have to laugh at. And so that'd been pretty fun. I've got the best good as well. And I know people are really tired of us hearing us talk about poop. But Matt is wrong. This is one of the best parts of the game. It's so good. It's absolutely so good. So you get to upgrade your pooper scooper, which is so wonderful. The first time that happened, I died. It was so funny.
I think my pooper scooper is level 5 or something. I clean up poop so fast you wouldn't believe.
I just love it. And then like getting to use it for other things. It's just so funny. It's just wonderful. It's so silly, and it's just so. I love like rolling around because the fastest way is to do the dodge roll.
Yeah,
so just dodge rolling around your little map, finding it all. It's just too much fun.
I think what's interesting about the game is that you can level up your pooper scooper by just doing it, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that for anything else in the game. Like, you can't do it for cooking. You can't do it for fishing, to my knowledge. You can't do it at combat.
Doesn't get better.
The only thing that you actively level up as you do it is scooping poop. Why? What a wild design choice. Why is that the thing that experience makes you better at?
I mean, I don't know. And the actual tool changes from like a branch to like a branch with like a scoop to like a broom. It's so funny.
It's
so
a
good.
very ornate broom at this point. It is a very good device for scooping up poop.
I was like, I got the best good. This is so good. I was looking through my notes and I was like, I've got this.
You sure do.
All right, 3 questions, Storm Rage. So what are you liking so far about this game?
So one of the things I want to do when we get to these questions is like make sure that we're answering in different ways each time, because obviously I'm playing a decent amount in between each of these recordings. And so one of the things that I started to do most recently is, thanks to Matt telling me last week that I can name my followers, I started naming all of my followers after my friends. So I have now like Squelch hosts in there, I have Blizzlet hosts in there, I've got my partner's name in there, and it has made the game so much more fun as I see like I get to see Matt at Arms just eat a bowl of grass and then poop in front of me. And I'd be like, Matt, that's not what you're supposed to do. And then I get to see Dano get into a fight with Enthrallment and then punch him in the face because of a disagreement. And then I get to put Tedo into the prison because he's dissenting from my cult. It's made for some very, very fun headcanon. And recently, I unlocked the ability that I can send some of my followers on missions to collect resources. But if I send a follower on a mission that they're not prepared for, they can die. I did that to Matt. And so Matt died. And I was like, well, this is unacceptable. So I talked to Matt because I got to talk to him before he died. And he was like, great leader. I'm so glad I got to talk to you. Now I can die. And then he died right in front of me. And I was like, okay. And then I immediately unlocked the ability to resurrect my cult members. So now anybody that is named, I will just immediately resurrect. Now you can only do it like once every 3 days or something like that. And there are all sorts of stipulations. But I'm not letting a single member of Squelch or Blizzlet or any named members die. I'm just going to keep bringing them back again and again and again. And it's amazing. It has made my engagement with the game so much higher. Dano, what is your favorite part?
I think the fight telegraphs are super clear, and I love that.
Yeah.
They're not trying to make it like they're fine. They're artistic enough, but they're not like trying to like hide the telegraphs behind the art, which is something that Diablo 4 did.
Yep.
Diablo 4 made the fight telegraphs impossible to figure out because it was just all like these like nebulous red spell and you couldn't figure out what was going on. So I love that the fight telegraphs are super simple. It's just okay, don't stand in that little red X. And when it's a little red X, it hasn't hit yet. Okay, now it's filling up and now it's full. Or yeah, I think it's just that is really nice. I appreciate that. It's a cozy game. There's no reason to try to trick me in combat. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So what are you struggling with?
I'm struggling to do anything mean, and I think the game's punishing me for it. I got a quest from a follower. Every now and then followers will come up to you and be like, hey, will you do this thing for me? Sometimes it's like, hey, will you go get this resource for me? Sometimes it's like, hey, will you do something else? Or will you progress the story in some way, shape, or form? But I had a follower come up to me and was like, hey, can you make this other person eat a bowl of poop? And if you accept it, then you get faith rewards. But if you don't complete it, then you get really docked in faith. I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to make another follower eat poop. And then their face went angry. My faith dropped and they immediately started dissenting. So they started spreading lies about me, a great cult leader. And they were like, this lamb isn't the chosen one. This lamb doesn't understand what the power is. And I was like, immediately off to the stocks to you. And then I got to re-educate them and everything's fine. But I will not make other people eat poop. That is a huge choice. Dano, what about yourself? What are you struggling with?
You got to read a lot in this game. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, here's 4 pages. Here's 4 pages of text to read to teach you this new mechanic. And I'm like, right. And I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't do that. Like, I'm just not good at that. Like, I try, but like, it's just not how I really learn in games and stuff. So that's been bad. There are things I know that I have not learned that the game has taught me, and that I just either didn't fully get when I was reading it, or that I just absolutely just like raced through it to get to do the next thing because I didn't want to learn about whatever that was this time. And so I would say that is probably what I've been struggling with the most, is actually reading when the game wants to teach me something. Yep. And what surprised you?
How much more engaged I am with the game once I lowered the difficulty. Like, it's so simple, but I was so frustrated. I was so mad. And then I went to ease and I was like, oh no, I'm having fun again. And I just need to get over that block, because there are some games that I'm legitimately very good at. For instance, RTSs, I can play on the highest difficulty and do pretty okay. But but I need to recognize my own difficulties as a gamer, because the game is so much more fun right when you're at that difficulty level where it's not too easy, not too hard, and you still feel challenged, but you are able to progress. And so that has surprised me, is how much more fun it is when it has gone easy. Dano, how about yourself?
This game is a leadership trainer. It's a leadership trainer. I firmly believe it's a leadership trainer. So if you Google what is servant leadership, it gives you some bullet points. First, a servant leader prioritizes the needs of their members. You go and do stuff for them. They'll be like, hey, go get me this thing. And you're like, cool, I'm going to get that thing for you. Empathy and listening. You have to literally listen into their thoughts at some points. So, self-awareness. What are your own strengths, weaknesses, and biases? It's very important in this game when you go out on the runs. And then fostering a healthy work environment. Storm Rage. Fostering a healthy work environment.
That's important.
What are you doing in this game like 15% of the time? You are fostering a healthy work environment. This isn't a video game. This is a leadership trainer. I stand behind that 100%. Time for some salt.
Let's get salty!
I want to read this first one, because it's exactly something that I would do. In my screen grab, I did not grab who posted this. I'm deeply sorry. But this is a recommend from the Steam page. I married one of my members, then sacrificed them, only to resurrect them right after. Amazing game.
I'll take this one. This is from Cartoon, who has 901 products in their account.
That's so many.
Thank you, Cartoon, for making me feel like really good about myself, because I look at my Steam account and feel bad about myself.
Yep.
So thank you, Cartoon. Tip of the hat. This is recommended. Cutely sacrificing one of my followers to a horrifyingly unspoken beast so everyone else in my church likes me. Tee heart.
I like the tee so much, because that's exactly the flavor of this game. Is unspeakable evil on the universe. Tee-hee.
All right, Storm Rage, sell this game to a friend.
All right, what if you could just be a super chill warlock that had immense powers to bring all of your friends back, but all of your friends are just super cute animals who would literally murder for you. But they probably won't, unless you ask them to. Dano, sell me this game.
You want friends, but you want them to really like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. All right. That's it this week. Thank you all so much for listening. Thanks to all our patrons for patronizing us. Special thank you to our producers and best friends forever, Baximus and RidiculousHat. You can find all our social media and contact information in the pinned comment on our Patreon page. And remember to scoop that poop. And games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah! Sling those poops, baby!
This is the end of the show. Everybody bye! For all the times you said.
Oh, where's the thing? I didn't get it on my button. Oh, hold on. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna do this.
All right.
We're gonna get this right. We're gonna do this right now. It is this
now?
button. It's now.
Nailed it.
Thank you. So good at this podcast.
Do you think when people are like, is Squelch family friendly? And then we see this episode. Do you think that it's that border of like family friendly but also toilet humor? Because I think it is very literally toilet humor. But we didn't do any swears or any innuendo. It's just a lot of literal toilet talk.
I think it is family friendly. I think Sarah would have come in and stopped me if it wasn't. Because it is 5:57 p.m.
Yeah.
And Dean is just in the room next to me. So he is going to want to know what in the world I've been talking about for the last hour.
Yeah.
And so Sarah would have been like, whoa. Slow down.
Yeah.
We have talked about fertilizer a lot today. So no, I think we're still family friendly.
Yeah. No, I
mean,
would too. I just think that we've gotten to an interesting crossroads of family-friendly toilet humor.
We have. Yeah, I think it is very much a this game issue though.
Yeah. It's not a permanent thing. Unless every game that we pick ends up having a poop as a significant mechanic.
I mean, our listeners could force that. Like if they went out and researched games with that in the game,
Please
and
don't.
then
Please don't.
stuff the ballot box every single time. That is something that could happen.
I don't want to talk about poop after this game for a while.
I don't talk about Wildermyth next one. To be honest, maybe you guys should pick that one for us.
Or Papers, Please.
That one seems so dark.
I'm so excited. I want to play it so badly.
Woo.
What's
We need
dark
to figure
about
out, like-
a dystopian universe where you have to choose who's allowed into your country or not?
It seems even worse than this one. Like,
Give it to me.
unless I get to clean up after my followers, I'm not sure if I'm interested. All right.
Bye, friends.
Thanks, everyone.